Send me that video, Dan.
Heads up, Ghost. Enemy forces inbound on your position.
Holding for your shot. Contact straight ahead.
Yes.
Camel's active. Smoke him. Contact.
I got him suppressed!
Kill confirmed.
Enemy locations and intel confirmed and online.
That's a kill.
All right.
Drones up! Move! Engage all targets. Secure the bomb and move it to the target zone.
No.
Arm it once it's in place.
Anything but
The bomb is secure. Move it, cover! Moving to Bravo. Demo's up, get clear!
But I think it's fine because you're gonna give people a little bit of time to start clicking links coming in, you know.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to our very, very special live stream, our Dolls and Dev event tonight. So we are going to be bringing you never before seen footage and gameplay from the not yet released Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Saber and I, Spectra, are your hosts for this evening. And joining us is Tommy Jacob from Redstorm Entertainment.
hello.
Hello, Tommy.
Hi. Hi, guys.
He is the creative director for the multiplayer for Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Thank you so much for joining us. First of
Absolutely.
all, where are you right now?
I am in Cary, North Carolina, which is just outside of Raleigh.
Oh, wow.
Very
Cool. Is that where Red Storm is?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, that's at Redstorm.
Okay. Great. So also tonight we have Valkyrie, Fidget, Cryptic, and one of our lovely Fragdoll cadets, Kat, playing with us on the dolls side. We also have two guests who are Twitch and YouTube sensations, Man vs. Game and The Creatures playing as well. And we have a number of Red Storm developers playing on the dev side. And Siren is going to be our goddess of the chat tonight, and she's going to be handling all of your questions out there, getting them to us and getting you your prizes when you win stuff, because we have a lot of great things we're going to be giving away tonight. Stuff from Gunner Optics. They have provided us with some of their exclusive brand new glasses with the Ghost Recon Future Soldier custom sockets and cases. We have some I Love My Eyes t-shirts that they're giving us. And we also have some Ghost Recon Future Soldier DLC codes to give away. So
Nice.
we've got a lot of really cool stuff going on tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's get started here. Saber, what's up for us first?
Well, before we begin, we ask that you please share our stream. I know we have the other two Twitch guys, The Creatures and Man vs. Game, that are sharing their streams as well, I believe on their own channels. But under our video on the Twitch TV, or twitch.tv/fragdolls, we have a share button. Click that, share it. And soon, if you actually retweet our going live tweet, we'll give you a prize. You can either get one of our Gunner bundles, which will have these Gunner glasses in it, as well as a case, all that cool stuff. Be one of the first 3 to retweet our going live tweet from the Fragdolls account on Twitter. We'll give you a prize. And just to be nice, you guys should totally share our live stream, get more people involved, get them in here. Now is a great time to join, see this never-before-seen gameplay footage from the multiplayer of Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and go on our chat, ask questions. We'll be taking questions throughout the night from the chat box. So live Q&A, get all the questions that you want answered tonight by us. So that's what we have going on right now. And I think we can just jump in. Hey, Tommy,
Yes.
do you see the map that they're playing on right now?
I do, yes.
Do you happen to know what map that is?
Yep, that's the pipeline map. That's actually been one of the maps that's been played heavily in the beta.
Okay.
Yep.
Very neat. Yeah, it does look very familiar to me, actually, now that,
Yeah.
now that I watch it. Well, very cool. And what can you tell us about this map? What is it? Where are you?
So the pipeline map is set up in an actual refinery, and you'll see if you're coming out of the ghost spawn off to the left, there's the edge of a shanty village, and it's to the right if you're coming out of the Bodark spawn. It's the smallest map, I believe, out of the 10. So the pacing tends to be a lot quicker than the pacing in some of the other maps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very neat. Can you tell us anything about maybe the design process for this map, or how many times it was retooled based on beta testing? And
that's actually that's the perfect question for this map.
Okay.
This was the first map that we ever built when Red Storm took over Future Soldier, and when they took over the Future Soldiers multiplayer. And this is probably the 5th iteration of the map, and we often talk about the early stage of the map. It was a beautiful map, and it was massive actually, but it was a real challenge to control the flow, and that was something that was really important to us, that we could have good directionality in the map, and that we wanted to make sure that when the cover was placed in all of our maps, it was done very purposefully, that it was done in a way that helped to direct the flow of the map. So as cool as the map was, and as it had I think there were 3 levels of verticality in it.
Oh, wow.
But it just the gameplay in terms of advancing and using the cover system really kind of broke down in that initial iteration. So we stripped the whole thing down, and then we built this version of it, and it's pretty much stayed the way it is now. Has been that way for quite a while. I think it's probably because it's one of the first maps we started. It was certainly the one that we had the most time to iterate on. But I think this one has been in this state for quite a long time now.
well, that's cool. I know I really like it. This is definitely my favorite map in the beta. But I'm excited to see some of the others that we haven't seen yet later on in the stream.
Yeah, it's going to
really
be great, because some of my favorite maps were not in the beta, but we wanted to have variety in the beta. So we have the smallest being the pipeline, the largest being mill, and then there was a lot of variety in there as well in terms of the layout, because the pipeline is very angular, very industrial, and then the mill map's very organic, and it's just even the terrain itself ebbs and flows. There's not necessarily a lot of verticality. You have the ground level, and then it dips down and shows the riverbed, and then you've got the 3 crossing points, but it's just much more organic. So they're 2 completely different maps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And are there any tips or strategies that you can let us in on for utilizing this map to its fullest?
On this one, the sensor grenades are extremely powerful just because of the fact that the map is so small. So you can get a good detection range with sensor grenades on this map. The other thing too is because there are so many corners, and it is in the play space is so condensed, turning corners is very critical. So being in that cover, doing the peek before you run out, it's very important to stay in cover on this map.
Yeah, I see some of them doing that right now on the stream. So that's very cool. And is this map best for a particular class of soldier?
Because Intel is so important, it's certainly one where the engineer is going to be a very valuable member of the team. But I mean that seems to be the case for the larger maps as well. I mean, Intel becomes so valuable. So I would say certainly the engineer for the Intel, and also because you do tend to get into situations where it's more close quarters, that because the engineer has access to the shotgun, it makes him pretty valuable on this map.
Okay. Well, that's excellent. And what game mode are we seeing right now?
This is conflict, so this is what we refer to as our objective-based team deathmatch, although the deathmatch part of it is not nearly as stressed as the team aspect of it is,
Right.
because teamwork is certainly the critical element to Future Soldier.
All right, one got me in.
Are there going to be a lot of other modes on this particular map, or is it just specifically
Want me to take it?
for like conflict or something?
No, all 4 modes that are going to ship are playable on all 10 maps.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
That was very important to us from the beginning, that we made sure that they all played well on all 10 maps. So that was one of the other things that when we were designing any of the maps, we were considering the game types. And that was a big challenge for the team, because we were iterating on both the controls and the cover system were being iterated on, the game types were being iterated on while the maps were in production. So that was something that the guys were having to go in pretty regularly and make some changes to make sure that it accommodated those changes. And they did an amazing job. It's such a talented team.
Very cool.
And I'm not just saying that because they're sitting back here.
Well, very cool. And I do want to talk a little bit about just the basics of Ghost Recon Future Soldier, some basic information. When is this game going to come out?
May 22nd. So that's what?
That's right around the corner.
10 days, week and a half. So
Yeah.
it's coming out on May 22nd for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
That is awesome. I'm so excited for that. So if I want it, where can I pre-order it?
The pre-orders are GameStop. I believe pre-orders are Best Buy and Walmart. What's that? Amazon and all the major retailers. There you go.
All right.
The official word.
Sweet. And so if I go to GameStop and pre-order it, will I get anything special?
Yeah, you do actually. At the GameStop pre-order, there's a bonus map that's there for the this co-op. It's the Moscow suburb map. There's going to be 2 additional in-game weapons. There's going to be a bonus head customization, and then there's going to be a limited edition Penny Arcade weapon skin that features Twisp and Catsby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Do we know who Twisp and Catsby are?
I've seen them. I'm not exactly sure what their backstory is and how they know each other, and but I've seen the skin. I know who. I'm familiar with the visuals on the characters. Yeah, I assume that they're Penny Arcade characters.
Well, that's neat.
This is totally off the cuff, but can you tell us a little more about head customization mode? Do you know anything about that?
Well, the head customization in the multiplayer allows you to change the actual geometry of your character, and then there's I believe there's 3 or 4 different skins that you unlock that change the visual look of the character. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm all about customization.
And I know we were just recently at the launch party in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, and I heard a lot of people were talking about getting some female skins in there. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Pink guns too, right?
Everything we can possibly get. We would love it.
No.
We would love it.
I know.
Well, neat.
One day.
Let's definitely. And now there's a difference between the game types that you can buy, right? There's a regular edition, and then there's a signature edition, right?
There is a signature edition.
Okay.
Yeah. And the signature edition just has all the stuff that you just mentioned. But if you pre-order them, you get a free upgrade to the signature edition.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go, stream.
So-
Pre-order now, and you can get upgraded to the signature edition,
Yeah.
which would be very nice. I like that. So how does this Ghost Recon fit with all the other Ghost Recon games?
Well, knowing that we have such a passionate fan base, we wanted to look at how Ghost Recon has evolved over the multiple iterations to bring some of those core elements back into it. And the drive for us was a lot of the drive for us was in the teamwork aspect of it. We really wanted players to care about not just their teammates from I helped my buddy level, but we wanted it to matter moment to moment in the game. So for us, decisions were a really important part of Future Soldier. We wanted people to care about the second to second, that moment to moment decisions. We wanted them to care about the minute to minute and then the hour to hour. So we wanted the equipment that they brought to matter. We wanted them to be talking to their friends about ensuring that the team that they were playing with was balanced and using equipment that helped to complement one another, using roles that complemented each other, and had play styles that complemented each other. So our investment in giving people options to customize their loadout was really important, and then really emphasizing the teamwork concept of within the gameplay. Driving players toward the objectives, giving them benefits for playing together, playing within proximity of one another. Lots of XP for those types of actions versus kills. And we found that it's an amazing way to drive players to do things is when you attach the XP bonuses to the things that you want them to do.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then of course winning. I mean, we make the objective completions a big part of the win, and at the end of the day, people like winning. So that was another easy way. Well, not easy, but it was one of our driving factors that we used to really push the teamwork. That was really important to us.
Yeah, because I learned quickly in the beta that, because I play the engineer class, but I also learned that I could get to the top of the leaderboards if I collected intel and passed it to my team, and that's
Absolutely.
what I focused on.
Right.
So I would go and I would focus on data mugging and taking like the non-lethal takedowns to get all the information to pass it to my team, and that would put me at the top of the leaderboards.
Yeah,
and I started to level up pretty fast.
Yeah, and we wanted to emphasize that, not to a point where, the guy that wants to just go for kills. If you've got a great shooter on the team, we didn't want to punish that player. But we basically, what we did was we tried to create a balance between, if you only shoot and you only get kills, you'll get this amount of XP. And if you only play in the intel system, you might get a little bit more. But really, we're really driving players to do both. So if you're out there and you're getting kills and you're helping to defend objectives, and you're taking the objectives, you're playing in the intel loop, and getting your data mugs, throwing out your sensor grenades if you're playing engineer, if you're playing the scout, using that stun mine, just getting people to mix it up. That's really what we wanted players to do, and it feels like through the beta we certainly saw that in-house. We would do our every Thursday we do our fresh eyes test, so we would bring a group of the local public in, and it's great because we've got 3 big universities around us, so we just hang flyers
cool.
and people sign up, and we can call them every week and have them come in and play, and then we could get feedback weekly right there on the fly and make changes. And then of course the beta was so good for that. We were so excited about watching the forums and getting that feedback and making adjustments, and it was really that was the most fun out of all of that process, was the beta, because we got it in such great numbers.
Cool.
That's really amazing. And I'm glad that you were able to look at what people posted about it and take their feedback into consideration. I mean, that's something that I don't know if a lot of other development companies do that, but it's something that as a fan, I would be all about, That's
Sure.
very, very good.
Yeah, we have 2 or 3 guys that's a big part of their job, is to collect all that feedback and get it back to us. And so, what's trending, and what are people responding to, and then we get the fixes and we put them in. Same thing. Are people still commenting on this, or are the comments dying down, or are they noticing the difference? So it's really important. It's something that we intend to. We have a team in place that will be continuing to monitor that post-launch, because a lot of the stuff that we have, a lot of the systems we have, are cloud tunable. So we'll be able to make adjustments post-launch very quickly too. It's not going to be, some big title update you have to wait for. If something's broken, we can fix it pretty quick.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now I'm going to switch subjects here a little bit. Only a little bit though. We are on a new map. Tommy, can you see this map?
One of my favorites.
Which one is it?
Yep, so this is the Sandstorm map. So the thing I love about this map is that if you'll keep watching, what you'll notice is periodically a sandstorm will roll in. So when the sandstorm is out, you've got these pretty long sight lines. You can see almost all the way across the map, but as you'll see here, the sandstorm's starting to roll in. It gets thicker, and then it starts to really bring those sight lines in. Actually, I want to make sure, so you can see it now. It's the sandstorm's starting to blow in. And it starts to bring those in. So it changes the value of intel and where you want it. And when the sandstorm blows in, you want that intel kind of in your immediate vicinity. But as the sandstorm kind of clears out, it's more valuable at a distance. So it changes the sight line overall in the map. And there's another map later on that we'll look at, the underground map, that has a similar type of mechanic, but it's executed in a different way. So the guys are really creative about how we can make the maps kind of dynamic and make them not feel the same all the time. So the idea behind this map is it's an existing village where there's a military installation that has come in to provide aid. So that's why you'll see one half of the map has more kind of grass huts and more of a village installed, and you'll see the military installation on the other half of the map. And then there's the big hangar and the runway at the end. One of the objectives actually is inside the plane on the runway.
Wow.
But this is absolutely one of my favorite maps. I love playing this map.
Yeah, it looks incredible. And what game mode are they playing? Can you tell?
Or
Or maybe it's already done.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, it was Saboteur. That
Yeah.
was the other game
Gotcha.
type that was available in the beta. That was the one with the briefcase. The game starts off with the briefcase at the center point of the map, and it's both sides' objective to locate and then to secure and then transport the bomb to a designated area and detonate it in order to win the match.
Wow.
Very cool.
That's really neat. I like that. How do you think fans and gamers will react to having, I guess, more dynamic multiplayer maps that change, just like what you mentioned about the Sandstorm?
Oh, I mean, we hope they love it as much as we do. It was just the idea that it's even if you are playing a longer round, because on the when you do the private matches, you can set the timer up to a 30-minute round if you want to, but by default on the quick matches they're 10 minutes. But to play on a map like that has that kind of dynamic change, it just changes the vibe from one side of the map to the other. When you could be in one half of the map and have no sandstorm, come back to that side later with the sandstorm, it's completely different. So
Yeah. Well, the comments in the chat are blowing up about it. People love it. They think it's an interesting mechanic. It's amazing. It's beautiful. The sandstorm thing is genius. So I think it's going to be pretty well received.
Genius. You hear that, guys? Genius.
There we go. Nice boost of confidence before the game launches. That's
We don't
excellent.
need that.
I'm excited for that. That's very cool.
Me too.
Well, neat. And I guess they're going to get geared up for another game, maybe even on a different map too. So
looks like they're launching Sandstorm again.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to know which teams are winning. Who's winning?
I don't think you want to know.
I don't.
Really?
I don't think you want to know.
2-0. Oh, 2-0 us.
Yeah, we're
That's because you guys are sitting there talking, not playing.
Well, poor Fidget's having a tough time staying in the game, I guess. She's getting kicked a lot, but devs are killing it. That's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're pretty incredible.
To be fair, this is their like 10 millionth time playing on these maps, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we play a lot. I mean, that was one of the things that was really important to us coming into this. I mean, I've worked on games before where the game would ship and, people wouldn't have played a big chunk of the game. And, part of that had to do with just the scale. When you do an entire multiplayer, an entire campaign and, other modes, like our guerrilla mode, it's hard to get everybody involved in every aspect of the game. But with Future Soldier, Red Storm, we only worked on the multiplayer side, so it allowed us to really, really focus on that. So we have, I can't even tell you, my calendar's empty now because the game is done, but when we were in full production, I would have 2-3 play sessions scheduled per day, up to the minimal an hour, but most of them were 2-3 hours, and it wasn't necessarily something that I would sit in on and play the entire time. A lot of it was observation, but when you're observing, the quality of players that we have here, we've got a range of players. We've got some guys that played professionally. One of our level designers, Jack Carr, played professionally, and he's just to see him play and to get his perspective on it. We've had other guys that play more casually, so it was great to see that range of feedback just in our studio, let alone what we could get from when we do the Fresh Eyes tests every week. I think I was telling you about one of the Fresh Eyes that we had with, it was a woman that came and played, and she had never played a shooter before.
Really?
Never played a shooter before, and she came in, and she played the engineer, and she loved flying the drone. She loved the mechanics of the drone, and she was so worried that, I've never played a shooter, and my team they're not gonna want me to play with them, and they ended up crowning her the MVP at the end of the day because she had collected all the intel for them using the drone, and she was a pretty decent drone pilot, but she had never played a shooter before and came in and got the MVP award from her team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
a really great story.
Yeah.
You should name an achievement after her.
I wish I remembered her name. All I know is she had a Hello Kitty backpack. That's all I remember.
That
And
could
she
be the
wore
Hello
lunch.
Kitty backpack achievement.
Yeah. Yep. Hello Kitty. Most in the match.
Wow, very cool.
All right. Well, we do have some more questions about the game, not specifically this map or anything, but now we are going to be giving away later on in the stream some DLC codes. Do you know how many DLCs are planned for this game?
I do, but I don't know that I'm allowed to say. Am I allowed to talk about how many DLCs are planned? I'm not, but we've announced the one. Yeah, I'm allowed to talk about the one that we've. Yeah, I'm allowed to talk about. So
They're going right.
I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
I'm being waved off.
Okay,
So,
well, maybe not how many, but can you say any specifics about the one DLC that we can talk
am I
about?
allowed to talk about the specifics of the one? A little bit.
Okay.
The what?
I'm wounded.
Any information we can get would be great.
I'm wounded. I'm dead.
Okay. So yeah, it's the what is it? What is it called? What's the pack called though? I saw the title. I know. I'm trying to.
Sorry, they haven't passed
Right.
the hangar yet. They haven't passed the hangar.
Okay. Yeah. The Arctic Strike one has been the one that has been announced. Yes.
Arctic
Arctic
Strike.
Yes.
Write it down,
Sorry
everybody.
about that.
You'll get a chance to win it later stream if you stay tuned.
Of all of this stuff, it's like I've been doing interviews and I'd start to say something and then some marketing guy would fly up in front of the camera and just put his hands up. You can't say that. So, so yeah, the Arctic Strike, and we have the date and everything. We can talk about that. It's gonna be it's 45 days after launch.
Well, the stream, they're saying in July in the stream.
July.
And they knew that it was called Arctic Strike as well.
Good. Well, I'm glad about that because
Yes, so it's not on you if that's not you're
Yeah.
not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
The stream, they know.
Yeah, they will. You know, they keep putting me on planes, and they don't. Yeah, I don't have access to all the media and stuff, so I don't know
Yeah.
when it's being
Well,
announced.
because maybe like your time zone hasn't caught up and it hasn't been announced in that time zone yet. You know, like
No, I think it's just I'm out of touch. I just keep
being
moving
awesome.
place. So yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Very
Okay, and we do
cool.
have a question from the chat. And they ask, this is White Brownie 37 asks, do you guys plan on releasing any older maps from the past Ghost Recon games?
That's a good question. No, we actually don't have that planned right now, although we have talked about that. The real difference for us was because of a lot of the mechanics that we've introduced on Future Soldier, the older maps didn't necessarily support them as well as we would want them to. So as cool as that would be, our biggest concern was that the gameplay would break down if we brought in some of those older maps. So that we've certainly looked at the top downs to try and find out, you know, do they have options where cover makes sense and maintains that directionality. But for the most part, we didn't find any that were really good fits, and we want to make sure that the as great as much as we appreciate the nostalgia, we want to make sure that the experience is there for the game. So yeah, we're not looking at those right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I totally, that's great. Because there's nothing worse than them like doing like, oh, we've redone all these old maps, but then they don't fit with the game, the new style of gameplay, and it's not fun, it's not dynamic. There's this kind of like, you know, so that's good. I'm glad you
And for
guys
us,
are
that's the
thinkers.
thing. I mean, we certainly recognize that that Future Soldier is a different experience. It's an evolution of the franchise, but we wanted to ensure that those core components, those core pillars, are respected in all the maps. So that was one of the things that really drove our map design.
Very cool.
That's
I
neat.
can appreciate gamers making games for gamers.
Yeah, we have a lot of those here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's probably why this game's so good.
Keep saying that.
Oh, don't you worry, I will.
It looks like we're getting into a new map now. I wonder where we are.
Oh, what map is this?
I'm gonna go try.
Oh, it's Harbor.
Anyone wanna come there?
That's a great map. So the Harbor map, as you see, let's see. Well, I'll watch the feed because we're a little bit ahead here. But see where they run to. The Harbor map's got this this huge cargo ship off to the left of the ghost spawn, and depending on if they look that way, and you'll see these crates kind of rolling down.
Yeah.
But there's the elevated area is the harbor in the dock area itself, and then there's a train yard in the lower area, and there's the objectives are placed on both elevations. But there's a good up and down, a nice level of verticality in this map, and this has some pretty long sight lines, so you can if you like playing the sniper role, if you like playing with the sniper rifle with the scout, this is a great map for that. This is also a really good one that you can the rifleman's extremely effective on this. I mean, he's really effective in all of the maps, but in this one in particular because you have great opportunities for suppression in this map. So there's really good let's talk about the sight lines, the length that you can shoot and hold people down in cover and pin people down and actually take advantage of that suppression mechanic. But again, the engineer is great on this one too because it's got a big it's kind of open area, so the drone flying the drone around is extremely effective. Yeah, extremely effective way of collecting intel. It's a bigger map too, so.
And do you want to explain a little bit what the suppression is? I know what it is, but maybe people watching don't understand.
So the suppression mechanic works with the light machine guns, the LMGs, which are only available to the riflemen. And what suppression does is, especially when you're in cover, if you're being shot at with the LMG, it'll cause your camera to push in to your character, and it causes a camera shake, and it affects your aim, so your ability to return fire. So it's a way for the rifleman to actually use his bullets in a very defensive manner. He can hold people and pin them in their spot. Obviously, it's also a machine gun, so if you peek up and try and return fire, you're not only your aim is affected, but you're at risk obviously of getting shot. What we like to use it for, to me, the suppression is one of the ultimate mechanics because, and I've talked about this a lot, but we had 3 core pillars that we started Future Soldier with, and that was combat, it was intel, and it was teamwork. And suppression mechanic, although it is a combat mechanic, it actually feeds into all of those because the ultimate use of suppression is if you can pin a guy down in cover and allow one of your teammates, so you've got combat because you're shooting at him, you've got teamwork because your teammate's going to come in from the side and flank, the guy's pinned, and then stun him, and then he's going to data mug him.
Yes, that's so badass.
Yeah, and that's the trifecta. If you got a guy suppressing, and you got a teammate coming from the side, flank him, and then he can data mug him, that is the teamwork, that is intel, and that's combat. And that is the ultimate, like, Ghost Recon Future Soldier move, if you can pull that off.
I love it. I'm all about, like, I'm so stoked on this. Because I'm not a big team deathmatch person. I'm not a free-for-all person. I'm about what's the objective and how can we all work together to accomplish that. So this is right up my alley. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that should be really good. And I just like watching them too. I mean, this is such a new map. I don't know, I like it a lot.
Yeah, this map's beautiful.
It looks really neat. And what game mode are they?
People to like follow the instructions.
Yeah.
Like that's the next trick.
This one's
That's true.
yeah, so they're playing Conflict again on this one.
Okay.
Yep. So more of the so the conflict is in its purest form. It's just objectives randomly appearing around the map, and then the team with the most objectives at the end, or the most points at the end, wins. And in the event of a tie, we use teamwork actions as a tie break, and that was a very important decision for us. For a while we were using kills as a tie break, and it just didn't feel like it fit within the spirit of Future Soldier to talk about teamwork and to talk about objectives, and then use kills as a tiebreaker. So we came up with this concept of the teamwork action. So there are things like, spawning on a teammate, placing a piece of equipment near an objective. Those things all score for teamwork actions.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. I like that a lot. And so we've seen, I think, just 2 of the game modes so far. How many game modes are there going to be in Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and what are they?
When it launches, there will be 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
A little bit of a tease there. Yeah. There will be 4.
Okay. What are they?
Conflict and Saboteur were in the beta. So Conflict, as I mentioned, was our objective-based team deathmatch, and it's just the objectives randomly appear around the map, and then whoever has the most points at the end wins. Saboteur, as you may have seen in the beta, is our is the game type where the match starts off with the bomb in a central location, and then each side have the same objective to locate, secure, and transport the bomb to a specific location and then detonate it. Yeah. There's actually some really fun stuff in that game type. Can I go off and talk about that a little bit at this point?
Yeah, please.
So when you're the bomb carrier in Saboteur, your speed is impacted a little bit, your traversal speed. So you're not able to rush, you're not able to run, you're basically walking, and you're limited to your sidearm. But what you have is one of the coolest melee moves in the game, because the bomb carrier will actually use the briefcase to melee. And it's really violent. Yeah, I mean, he'll crack a guy in the temple with it and then grab the two sides of the case and smash him in the head. Or I think there's one where he hits the guy in the crotch, and as the guy bellows over, he catches him with his gun and fires into his chest. So the melee moves during Saboteur are really violent, but they're really fun. But they're hard to pull off because, you're moving.
They are, because you get killed quick.
Yeah. That's why you got a team around you. So it's where, and intel's extremely valuable too. So, yeah. So those are the first two. Those are the ones that are in the beta. And then we have Decoy. Decoy is, the match starts with 3 objectives on the map. One side is defending and one side is attacking. 2 of the objectives are decoy objectives. If the attacking team takes a decoy objective, the intel is from the objective is uploaded to HQ, and if it's a fail, it triggers the what we call kind of a trap, whereas it'll do an intel sweep across the map, and it'll actually give your position away. So even though you're the attacking team and you took the objective, it gave away your intel. So the important thing about that is as you're taking objectives, you want to ensure that your team is there supporting you, because if it is an intel sweep, then you guys are going to be, your position is going to be given up for just a second, just as the sweeps across the map. But the third objective is the key objective, and the key will reveal the final objective. So you start off with 3. It's kind of a shell game, and if you can find the key objective, it'll reveal the location of the final objective, and neither side knows where the key objective is. And so the match ends if the attackers, once they find the key, and then end up completing the final objective, which is always a demo objective, or if the defenders can defend it, obviously, and have the demo objective still intact when time runs out. And then the final game type out of the 4 is Siege. And you guys may remember Blind Siege from some of the classic Ghost Recon games. The reason we removed the blind from it is because with the presence of intel, you're not actually blind as to the directionality of the attackers for long, but the concept is that the defenders spawn in a location central in the map defending an objective, and the attackers spawn in at a random location, and their job is to either eliminate the defending team or complete the objective. The defender's job obviously is to defend the objective or to eliminate the attackers. When I say eliminate, I mean eliminate, because there are no respawns in Siege.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So
you know what? I like those kind of games. Like, Rainbow Six had a lot of them where your life is important and you cannot waste it.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's,
and you play different. You play more, you start using your brain and you start thinking, and it's not a run and gun kind of situation. It's like, how can I stay alive? Because when
we would do play sessions here, and we would go from playing Conflict, and then we would play a round of Siege, and people would forget that we flipped the switch, and then
you're dead.
It's like, oh, I'm dead. And then they start playing again, and you just hear people go, wait, don't go, just wait. Just wait. What are we doing? So it's amazing to take away that ability to respawn, how it slows people down. So
yeah, I like it.
Well, that's going to be good. Those are 4 really good game modes.
Yeah. And there's more to come. Who knows?
That would be amazing. That would be great. The more, the better. Definitely. Are we on a new map now, or are we still on?
We're still on Harbor.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and there's
They're
20
going at it.
seconds left here, but I don't know where it is live. 34 seconds left, it looks like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then we'll switch maps for the next round to something fun. I don't know. I'll let you know when they switch.
Well, neat. So how many? Okay, so we get 4 game modes at launch. How many maps do we get?
10 multiplayer maps.
10 multiplayer maps. Cool. And we saw 2 or 3 of those in the beta.
2. There were 2. We saw Pipeline and we saw Mill. And then if you remember back at E3 from last year, we had the overpass map, and we will probably get to that today. I think we'll probably show that one again.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Any chance that we'll get more of those in future DLC packs?
More of what?
More maps?
Oh, well, of course.
Okay.
Yes, there were more maps.
What'd you guys do? You set us up.
Okay.
And they'll be even better because we're learning all the time about what really has made the Future Soldier experience successful and fun, and it's been interesting to watch the maps evolve and to see what we started with and where we are now, and with systems in general, just to see how we kind of once it clicked, and we call them ghost moments. Once you're playing the game and all the pieces kind of come together and you're like, oh, I had this great moment and the intel was working and the cover was working and this worked and that, and then like, yeah, we really hung a lot on those moments, and we try and find out how we could recreate those and make those available to the players as often as possible.
Gotcha. And we talked about the two consoles that is going to come out on at launch, right? It's going to come out on Xbox and PlayStation 3, right? What about the PC?
Let me check real quick.
Okay.
Jeff, the PC. What are we saying about the PC?
I got the GameStop TV.
We do?
360. Or the TV 60.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. We. They're getting me the date. It'll probably come up in the chat before we find out what it actually is. But yeah, apparently the PC release date has been announced already. I don't know.
It has. I have it featured in our video that we just did, but I don't remember what it is. I think it's like the 12th of July or something, or
12th
June.
of July?
Let me look. I'll look.
June 12th, I'm told. There you go.
When?
June 12th.
June 12th.
June
Okay, I
12th.
knew it was the 12th. I just couldn't remember if it was July or June.
The stream's getting excited.
Okay. Alpha Map is playing now. Awesome.
We're
So-
doing the alpha map. Oh, can you please explain this?
Should we set it up? Okay.
Yes.
So the Alpha map is it's called Alpha because of the Ghost Recon Alpha movie. If you have had a chance to see that already, I believe that's now available on YouTube, on Uplay.
Mhm.
On Uplay, okay. And it aired on G4 about 2 weeks ago, I think. But the Alpha movie is a prequel to the game, so it's a short film that about 25 minutes that takes the ghosts through an arms deal, and it sets up where Future Soldier is going to pick up in the campaign. But for us, while that film was being shot, and we started seeing all these production shots come in, and we realized that the space just looked like a cool game level. It's industrial park kind of thing, like a factory. It's in Russia. It's like abandoned. It's like when you think about like just kind of cool classic shooter maps, it kind of fits the bill. So it was a really easy tie-in for us to be able to justify this specific setting. So the idea is it's not the place where the film actually it's not a one-to-one for the movie. The idea for us was we wanted to get that same kind of feeling of that park. So it's as if when you're in the movie, if you just kind of walked around the left of this building, this is what you would see, and this is the park. So some of the things you'll see, there's a train car that in the film that drives in, and it's carrying a big nuke, and that car is at a kind of a stopped location in the map, but it's got a lot of verticality in the map. The map's a lot of fun to play. Obviously it's an industrial setting, so it's very angular, but it's a really fun map. I love this map.
Are there a lot of levels in it?
Yeah. In total, I guess you could say technically there are 3. Because there's where the train stop is, it actually kind of dips down, and then you've got the plane that most of the map is played on, and then you've got stairwells that lead to elevated platforms and catwalks and things, and there are objectives in all those areas. So they're not just there to change the elevation of the fight. There's objectives up there that will actually drive you into these spots.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is there a particular class that can utilize this map better than most?
I would
the
say
others?
this one is probably going to be strong for the riflemen. I mean, obviously, any time you can play in the intel loop, it's going to be good. But this is a bit of a challenge with the drone in particular, because there's a lot of large interiors, but anytime you're trying to track somebody with the drone and they go into one of those interiors, you have to you're lowering your altitude, you're coming down and flying in. And then whenever you're closer to the ground, obviously you're greater risk of getting shot or getting EMP'd or something. So it's just a little bit tougher for the drone, which is fun for us. We have a couple of maps that we really like the how dynamic it made the effectiveness of the drone. We have some maps that are really tough to drone, as we call it. But this is one of them, because there are so many interior spaces that cause you to have to bring the drone down in order to continue to track people. But Rifleman's really effective in this one, both on the assault rifle side and on the LMG side, again, because there's plenty of options, tons of options here to pin somebody down and cover with suppression, and then let your teammates come in and flank.
Nice.
That's really cool. I'm really digging this map now that I see it.
Yeah.
It's finally in full swing. That's excellent. I do have some questions from the chat, if you don't mind us switching gears just a little bit. Turning Eye asks, how well can one person play in the game with a team that maybe doesn't communicate, or if they have to play without a team, or without teamwork, I should say. And
without teamwork's tough. I mean,
yeah.
The experience that we went for from the beginning was we wanted to emphasize teamwork. So the value of playing together and coordinating is huge in this game. So it's really tough. We did a couple of fresh eyes tests. We actually did one off-site where we rented a space out. We had a two-way mirror, and we brought all these guys in. And we had this guy, he told us, he said, I am the lone wolf of lone wolf players. Like, if you got a match and everyone's a lone wolf player, I'm the guy in that match that all those guys are going to call lone wolf. I am the lone wolfist of and 4 rounds into Future Soldier, he could not stop talking about how much he loved playing with his team, and not only loved it, but felt like he had to. Like, I want to play with my team. I want to know where they are. I want to work with them. I want to help them. And we changed the self-proclaimed lone wolfiest of lone wolf players into a team player in 4 rounds, and that's really
awesome.
what the game is intended to do. We really wanted to drive people to playing together. So much so that we have I haven't seen it pop up yet on screen, but we have a system that's called the coordination system, and the entire purpose of that is to help with really base level communication, nonverbal communication. So with the coordination system, if you press on RB on the 360 or the R1 on the PlayStation 3, it pulls up your coordination dial. And the coordination dial allows you to select either a fire teammate or the objective. And when you select them, you can either select them by releasing the RB or tapping A. It'll draw a virtual path between you and that whatever you selected, your teammate or your objective. And the beauty of that is it lowers the barrier of entry for players coming in that have never played a map before. Once an objective pops up, all you have to do is path to it, and you have the shortest route to that objective right down on the ground in front of you. The other thing that it does, it's got 2 other functions. On the bottom option on the coordination dial will path you to your nearest ammo resupply. So if one of the riflemen have placed an ammo box, or if you have an objective that's a resupply that your team has taken, and you select that option and path to it, it'll take you to your nearest resupply. And I think it's one of the biggest XP awards that we have in the game. If you do a data mug on your enemies, we have what's called the coordinated kill. Now, this was our desire in multiplayer to bring over as many of the features from the campaign as we could. Yeah. So they have the sync shot in the campaign. Have you guys seen that? Where you can UAV, you take the UAV and you can tag 4 enemies, and then if you're playing even by yourself, just by you pulling the trigger, your AI ghost teammates will fire on the other 3 enemies.
Oh, nice.
At one time. Well, in multiplayer, you can't ask the other team to sit around and wait for us to align a sync shot. So what we did was when your team can pull off the data mug, you have the ability to do the coordinated kill, which if you pull up the coordination dial and you push up on the stick, it will path you to the nearest enemy to you that you've got intel on.
Ooh.
Now, the interesting thing about that is what we've seen in a lot of the play tests is that people get you get a lot of XP for taking down that coordinated kill shot, but people get that tunnel vision where they get so focused on just tracking this one guy down that they end up getting flanked a lot. So, but it's a big reward if you can pull off the coordinated kill.
So what is this called again, where you can bring up your team or your information? You just What is it?
Yeah, we
Court-
call it the coordination system.
Okay. So would that be helpful when like one of my team members like, hey, I'm getting data mugged, and I'm always like, I don't know where you are.
Yeah,
So would
absolutely.
that be helpful for that?
Yep. If your teammate is in the down state, if your
Uh-huh.
teammate, meaning that basically they were shot and they're bleeding out, or if your teammate's being data mugged, and if it's a fire teammate, you'll see that in that dial, and you can pass to them and get to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect, because that would happen a lot, and it's like, I'm not sure where you are, but I would come help you if I knew. So I'll keep that in mind.
The other thing you can look for too is if because you always have the AR of your teammates up on screen, you'll see what we call the meat man, which is the virtual outline. If your teammate's getting been stunned and they're getting data mugged, you'll see the little lightning bolt above them. Right now you get the roll icon above their head, so you'll get the rifleman or the engineer. But if they're getting data mugged, you'll see the little lightning bolt will take its place. Or if they're in the down state, the cross will take its place, so you know who's being data mugged or who's down. Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, I have a question about data mugging. Is there any way to break out of that? Like if you're stunned and someone's data mugging you, is there anything you can do to get out of that?
You can call for help.
Okay. Okay.
Nearby, yeah. That's one of the things that we brought that system in as another drive for teamwork. We wanted the players that ran off by themselves to understand that there was a great risk in doing that. Is that it's not just that you could get killed. The data mug is much worse because not only are you likely dead at the end of it unless the guy just forgets to kill you, but you've given up your team. You know, it's the ultimate team letdown is to get data mugged. So, but if you're rolling with your guys, there's a less chance of that happening. Now, of course, you know, if you're with your guys and your teammate gets killed and then you get data mugged, well, you're just kind of out of luck. You're just kind of unlucky. But yeah, it's kind of the ultimate team thing. However, we do have systems in the game that can counter it. We have the jammer, which is a piece of equipment that the engineer uses. And if you place the jammer and stand in the field of the jammer, it blocks all intel. So depending on how your team is equipped, if one of your engineer teammates always has the jammer, there's always a way out of a data mug. Now it's not for the guy that got mugged because, like I said, he's dead. But for the other guys, they can hide from the intel.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's good. That's at least something that you can do. Because it's the worst feeling in the world to be stunned, and then you're like, oh, I know what's next.
Yeah.
You know,
you can hide. Yeah.
Might as well have killed me instead.
Well, if, you know, you can always hope that your teammates come in and take out the guy, and he can be revived. I mean, if they kill, that's a lot of XP for that actually, for killing the guy who's data mugging somebody. So if you take him out and then revive your teammate, there's a lot of XP around that. So additional incentive for trying to rescue your teammates.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very cool. I mean, anything to get out of being data mugged. I hate that. Worst thing ever. We do have some more questions from the chat.
Sure.
Gator Chomp UF, probably University of Florida. Will we expect any more gadgets and a lot more guns on Ghost Recon Future Soldier aside from the beta, like from what we've seen in the beta?
The beta was actually other than what you'll get depending on which pre-order package you get. The beta was the full the full character progression, and we did that intentionally because there were a lot of talks about, well, we want to hold back on it. We don't want to show all of our cards. We don't want to give it all away and risk people not being interested in it. But we were confident in what was there. But what we weren't confident in was necessarily how well balanced it was. So for me, it was really critical that we got all of the equipment out there so that we could get it tested against one another. We learned a lot. We really learned a lot from the beta. So the beta reflected the full character progression of all the equipment, all the weapons, minus what's going to be available in the pre-order special packages.
Yeah.
Very cool. And are there any plans for, I don't know, doing anything multiplayer or with offline multiplayer, I should say?
It's like we have the LAN capability, and then we've got the private matches, and the private matches and the LAN matches don't require that you you unlock the through the character progression. So it has the full
That's
progression.
great.
So yeah, if you play private matches, you don't have to worry about who has leveled what character. Everybody has everything unlocked, and then it's up to the people running the server at that point to determine, what do you want to make playable, and it's gentleman's agreement because we don't actually have the option to turn off or make equipment unavailable, but
Gotcha.
yeah, so it's all going to be there.
Yeah, that's really great for private matches, and I love it when that happens because there's nothing worse than you're not getting any XP, but then you're in there playing against guys that have everything unlocked and their levels, 50, and you're only a 10 or a 1, and it's no fun.
Yeah.
I just saw another question on the chat that I'm going to pull really quickly. I think it's Mike Oler. Oh, I just lost it. But I believe they asked how many people can play online, like how many on each team, and does it vary depending on the, I see you, depending on the game mode?
Well, it's so in terms of the per match, it's 6v6,
Okay.
and that's for every game mode.
Very
Okay.
cool.
So
Not very
can we
long.
see that, what you were showing us just a second ago?
It's my Gunner Glasses Future Soldier case. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Is that a
It's
hint? Are
very-
you hinting at us to give away some of this stuff?
You could.
We have
should.
some of those. We also have got Gunner glasses that come with the Ghost Recon Future Soldier custom sockets.
There you go.
Really fancy.
Right there.
Nice.
Get these. They're nice. They work wonders. I love them. You get a case. We have t-shirts coming out. So if you tweet at us right now, I believe we'll try and give away some prizes. We'll give away packs of Gunner glasses. And we also have one DLC code that we can give away right now.
Ooh. I need to get some.
And all you have to do is tweet at the Fragdolls. It's 7:56 my time. Let me just make a note of that. So the first four, because we'll give away 3 Gunner glasses, pairs of Gunner glasses, and then the 4th person will get the DLC code. And we'll split it up that way. So tweet at Fragdolls, at Ghost Recon, hashtag. What's your hashtag? Is it hashtag Ghost Recon or Fight Like a Ghost? Which, do you know which hashtag you guys use?
I think it's Ghost Recon.
I think it's Ghost Recon too. And if you do the hashtag, I believe we have it on here as well, DnD GRFS. Hashtag DnD for Dolls and Devs, GRFS for Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Nat Fragdolls, 2 win prizes. So do it right now, and we'll give that away. We'll contact you guys if you guys are winners. We'll send you a message on Twitter to let you know that you've won, and then we will give it to you.
All right, and for those of you who are just joining us, we are playing Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This is the multiplayer, all maps, all modes. Tonight we're on live with Tommy Jacob from Red Storm. He is the creative director for the multiplayer, and he's taking questions. So put your questions into the chat. We
I
will
saw
get
one that just went by.
them answered.
It asked how long the campaign was. I don't know who said that. I just saw it go by.
Oh,
Yep. So it's roughly 12 hours.
12 hours for the campaign.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, very cool.
Keep looking at them as they go by.
I know, right? They go
Yeah.
so fast, too. We have so many people.
Yeah.
There it is, roughly. Tom Hill 73. Roughly how long is the campaign? Yeah, so it's roughly 12 hours.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Cool.
Hey, do you know what map we're on now? I think we.
I believe this was, I thought it was Market. I just saw it a second ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is Market,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if we can tell what game mode we're in from these loading screens yet. Oh, and I guess someone in the chat said that the
Saboteur.
Creatures is having issues on their stream.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're having some
that's
tough
okay.
times.
So he's sending everybody here. So hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
he is. Thank you.
Yeah. I think they're playing Saboteur.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one where you've got to carry the bomb to the central location, or it's spawned in the central location, and then you've got to locate, secure, and transport it, and then detonate it at the specified location. So yeah, this is the Market. This is a great map. This map has a centralized, large arena right through the middle, and then there are flanking routes on both sides. The flanking routes to the left are elevated. Well, if you're the Bodark, the flanking route to the left is elevated. If you're the Ghost, it's the flanking route to the right. And then it's a market that everyone's just kind of gone home, I guess, not abandoned. But there's nice elements of verticality. There's some nice sight lines. If you look at where the Bodark are running through, there's a kind of a cross line where there's one of the objective locations. Let's see if they move that way.
Are we?
I went to the menu. I want to see if they'll go that way. And so they're fighting.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's right, dolls. You get it.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
love
there's
the rolling.
There's that subway. Oh, the prone roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a guy come around the corner. I didn't know he was there. It was on the pipeline map. He came around the corner. He came flying through the air around this corner into a roll and killed me. And I was like, that was the most badass thing I'd ever seen. It was so cool. I mean, I didn't like dying, but I could appreciate his style.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was awesome.
The dive roll. Yeah. That's a tricky move to pull off, but yeah, it's one of the evasive moves. But the interesting thing about the prone roll is that if there's three ways to be caught on fire in the game. We have incendiary grenades, we have the incendiary ammo, and then for the assault rifles, and then we have the dragon's breath, which is incendiary ammo for the shotgun, which basically just throws a ball of fire out. But if you're caught on fire by any of the incendiary devices, you can stop, drop, and roll and put the fire out. So if you go prone,
that's awesome.
prone, and then do the prone roll, which is just tapping the stick to the left or the right, it'll actually put out the flames. So because the incendiary ammo does damage over time. So if you can win the firefight and you're just burning, you just stop, drop, and roll. Hit the ground, tap the stick, it'll put the flames out.
Take notes, everybody. Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stick. Put the
That's
fire
incredible.
out.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I
I
love
know.
it.
I like that.
I do too.
Some more questions from the chat. Will there be a lot of focus on esports for this game?
As far as internally, or just with, like, are you asking like if we're arranging it with? We're not working necessarily with any one group as far as setting up competitions or anything right now. As far as I know, we don't have any esport competition things planned right now. But I'm sure if they wanted to, okay, so we are working on that. Okay, so we're working.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so
Excellent.
one of those things that I don't necessarily have all the information on because I'm not usually here. I haven't been lately anyway, but yeah, so apparently they're working on it, yeah.
Well, that's cool. We'd love
Yeah.
to see this in the pro circuit or just with online tournaments. I mean, there's definitely a lot, and it's such a team-based game. I mean, like, you can totally have, teams that establish themselves and are well known based on, just the one-off pro gamers that I see a lot of, at least in shooters. So that's really cool. I like that. Someone else has a question. This is, I think it's Phantasm Fire. Will the Kinect integrate into the multiplayer in any way, and how?
Yeah, so the Kinect is available, and the Kinect and the Move actually work with Gunsmith. So Gunsmith is the weapon customization feature that we have in the game that allows you to break apart the weapon, and lots of weapon customization in games. They allow you to put on an optic, change your stock, put on a suppressor, but we wanted to go a step further. So we allow you to change out your barrel length. You can change your magazine type. We have dual mags, which allows you to every other reload is faster. It's a reduced reload time. We do the gas system, so you can undergas the gun and you can improve the control, but it kind of dials down the power a little bit, or you can overgas it, increase the power, but it adds to the recoil. Change out the trigger system, change the camo on the gun. So there's 10 categories of customization for the guns, and all of those, that whole system is workable through the Kinect. So you can explode the gun with a hand gesture, you can rotate through the carousels of options, make your selection, and you can also take the gun into the firing range and fire it
And test it.
using the Kinect. Yeah, so you kind of do like an Iron Man thing where you put your hand out in front of you, and then when you open your hand up to fire the gun, and it's will actually let you control that weapon in the firing range using the Kinect. And it works really well with the Move as well, especially when you put the Move controller in the gun peripheral, and it actually feels like you're holding the gun that's moving around in the game.
Oh,
It's really
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's really neat. I like that. I got to see a little bit of that in Toronto, Canada when we were there for the launch party. And it looks neat, let me tell you.
It's fun.
I like that. Do you think that at any point that you guys will integrate some of the Kinect features into like actual multiplayer gameplay?
I mean, it's certainly it's something that we talked about. I mean, when we first started learning how to use the Kinect technology, and I've been really impressed with Ubisoft overall because Ubisoft has been so active with the Kinect. I mean, they've got the whole Just Dance franchise, and then what's that new one, Jeff, that just came out? The new Ubisoft game where you use all the moves. It's the kind of fighting game.
Power Up Heroes.
Yes, that one. Thank you.
I love that game. Oh my gosh, I love that game.
My son was playing it at a friend's house, and he came home and he was just drenched with sweat. He's like, "Dad,
Yeah.
there's a game, and you use the Kinect, and you're doing this thing." I was like, what is wrong? He said, "I've been jumping around, and you do all the moves." So I was really impressed with how active Ubisoft has been with the Kinect. And we talked about that when we first started playing with the Kinect and learning the technology. Is how far could we push, even in the firing range? How far could we push the move? And it's not quite ready yet to take over the whole a whole multiplayer experience because you need the subtlety that you need in terms of the motion control, all the menus and all the stuff that you've got, all these little buttons that you have on the controller, trying to find ways to mimic that, knowing that you're going to do the gesture well enough for it to know that you want to do, I meant press A, not press B or Y or all the other. So it's just not quite precise enough yet, but man, it's getting there. And it's exciting to think of what Microsoft and Sony will be able to do with those platforms and with that technology, and how we'll be able to eventually get to that point, because it seems like a no-brainer. Someday it's going to get there where we'll be able to do that, running around the living room playing the game.
Oh yeah. I can definitely see that. That's very cool. And we have some more chat questions too. One person asks, how do team points work in Saboteur mode?
How do team points work in Saboteur mode? Excuse me. It's the same way they work in the other game types, in that it's scored as a tiebreak. So the team points are there in Saboteur in the event that nobody is able to detonate the bomb, and then we use the team point as a tiebreak. And that was the same thing where we went back and forth on, do we want it to be? It was based on kills for so long, just because it's such an easy thing to say you're going to score on. Because when you say you're going to do it based off of a team action, you have to acknowledge what that is, and how can you do it, and how do you communicate it. And so, but the team actions, I believe it's a single point that you get per team action, and it's just there for the tiebreak in Saboteur.
Okay, that's very cool. Someone asked a really interesting question that I'm actually going to modify a little bit. Was there any part of the multiplayer aspect of Ghost Recon Future Soldier that was inspired in any way by another game or other games in general? And in contrast to that, are there aspects of other games that you flat out said, no, we don't want to do that for whatever reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously lots of there's great shooters out there. So when we're looking at our shooting model, we're looking at the previous Ghost Recon franchises and projects. We looked at what we found to be fun in those games. At the same time, those were some of the same games that we looked at that we weren't necessarily using for to drive our experience. We wanted to do something different, and it was the other games that were out there that actually helped us define who we were, because we wanted to be something different. We didn't want to just do what everybody else did, not just because somebody had already done it, but we really felt like there was a void in the genre. We wanted to drive that teamwork, and that was something that helped us define who we who we were with Future Soldier in terms of putting that kind of focus and the emphasis on the teamwork. It was because we didn't feel like there was an experience out there that offered that, and it's something that we're really proud of in terms of how not only it turned out in Future Soldier, but how it's been received and the feedback that we've received from the fans about how much they've appreciated the emphasis on the teamwork. And really, it's fun. I love playing in the beta and going online and not letting anybody know that I don't go in there and go, hey guys, you're playing with Tommy Jacob, creative director. I go and play, and people would ask questions about, I don't understand this, and I'd say, I heard that it was because of this. And to hear the emphasis that people put in those matches on the multiplayer, actually, on the teamwork and the communication. I played in a match the other day, and I think I was playing at home, and I had muted my mic, and the guy that was clearly in charge of his squad on in this game was kind of doing like a little Mouseketeer roll call. He was going around and asking everybody, who's playing what, who's taking engineer, and who's taking rifleman, and what are you taking, and who's flying drone, and I was, he called me out by my gamer tag, and I told him what I was doing, but I didn't realize I had my mic muted. And this dude went nuts on me because he thought I wasn't communicating. He was like, dude, this guy's not using his mic, and he's not communicating. And I was like, no, I am. And I looked down, and I saw it was muted, and I unmuted it, and I'm sorry, dude, it was muted. And he's like, all right, what are you doing? I was like, I'm engineer. What are you taking? I was like, I'll take the drone. You go fly the drone now? Yeah, I'll fly it. I'll fly the drone. So I loved seeing that focus on the communication, and to see that throughout the beta, more and more people were really embracing that teamwork. But I'm sorry, I kind of got off track. But as far as there were a lot of games that we looked at in terms of who we wanted to be, and reminding us what we didn't want to be. And it wasn't because they're not great games. It's just because it wasn't the experience. The analogy I use a lot is Led Zeppelin was influenced by the Beatles, but they didn't set out to be the Beatles. They wanted to be something different. They didn't look to make the next White Album. They were inspired by, and they were influenced by, and excited by what they did, but they were their own thing, and that was us. We have guys here that love all the other things, all the other shooters out there. When Battlefield came out, we all ran out and bought it that day.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because it was what we wanted to make. We wanted to play it, but we wanted to make something different. And it was great for us to do that, to know that we didn't have somebody that we were trying to take down. It was just we were going to do our own thing, and that was a very freeing feeling to know that it was just about what we wanted, not about looking at anybody else to tell us who we were.
Yeah,
That's very
great.
cool. That's good to know. And let's just do a quick rundown of the basic stats of the game, just for
I
people
did see
who...
one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if my kid had a beard too. No, not yet, but he thinks he has a mustache, but it's just, peach fuzz stuff. It's nothing really.
Cute.
Aw.
Aw.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh, well, neat. But let's go down really quickly. When does Ghost Recon Future Soldier come out?
May 22nd for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Cool. And on PC, it's June 12th.
June 12th on PC. Yeah, sorry, I should have said that too.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure for those of you joining the stream.
They're like, you say June 12th. Sorry, it's June 12th.
And how many multiplayer maps will we get at launch?
10 multiplayer maps at launch and 4 multiplayer modes.
Cool. 10 maps, 4 modes.
And all modes playable on all maps.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And how long has this game been in development for?
This game?
Yeah.
Version of the game? Red Storm has been working on the multiplayer for, it'll be exactly 2 years almost at the time that it launches. So we got it, the last iteration that everybody saw at E3 2 years ago, we got it right after that. And that we've had it ever since. It was a very challenging and exciting 2 years just because of the amount of work that we had to do, the just trying to carve out what that experience was going to be. A lot of people, we got a lot of feedback at last E3 about how much it had changed since the previous E3, and that so much of that happened in that first year of just us carving out that identity. So it's been a very exciting and challenging and educational 2 years for us.
All right. And what map are we on right now? I see
This
it looks kind of familiar, but maybe it's a new map. I can't.
this is the mill. This is the mill. This was in the
Yeah.
beta.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Hey Lance, come here. Come here. This is come here. Put your face here. Put your face here. This is Lance Woodward. Lance built this map.
Hi, Lance.
Oh, hi, Lance.
Is there anything that he wants to say about this map in particular?
Do you want to talk about the map, Lance? You want to put the headset on and talk about your map?
Other people would talk about the map.
Well, I love talking about the map, so I'll do it.
Cool.
Okay, that's Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hi, Lance. Thanks for joining us.
So, Lance got an award at our Christmas party. He got the zombie award because he doesn't sleep and he would just work tirelessly on his map, which is why it looks as beautiful as it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this map. It's the biggest map that's going to ship with the game in terms of just square footage, but it's got a very organic setting in terms of the undulation of the terrain and then the position of the buildings. They're not all at like 90-degree angles. The inside of the mill artistically or the mill in general artistically is one of the highlights of the map. The outside shot of looking up at the mill from the river, from the stream, is just a gorgeous shot. And then the inner workings of the mill inside, having all the machinery moving. It's one of the objective locations. It's one of my favorite places to fight is inside the mill. Not a lot of verticality. We've got the going down into the riverbed, trying to cross. Excuse me, cheese pizza. It's one of you see those engagements where you've got there's a bridge off to the mill. There's the covered bridge through the center, and then there's the dam off to the other end. And man, it's just got so many fun objectives. The greenhouse is fun to fight in and to defend. There's a great objective down by the I believe it's down by the ghost spawn. There's a mini dock, and you can actually. What I've seen a lot of players do is
snipers.
Exactly. They'll put a scout
Oh my gosh.
on that little dock down there, and they're just area. It's a tactic. That's such a fun map to play. I love this map.
Yeah, I do too. I like holding it down underneath the bridge.
Yeah. Oh, and they're in the mill right now. Look at them go.
I have a question. What about call-outs? When you guys play together, do you have call-outs that you use for this map?
What do you mean in terms
Well,
of?
I mean, well, like when we're playing, we call the red bridge the open bridge. We call the wood bridge closed bridge.
Sure.
Windmill. Like, what are you guys'
Graveyard,
call-outs?
all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, if you look at the TAC map, if you press the back button and pull up the TAC map, there'll actually be names that we refer to those locations as. But yeah, we use the mill bridge, the covered bridge, and the dam is what we call them. And then there's the greenhouse, which is the glass covered area, and then there's the graveyard, which is right across the dam. One end yard and one end has the dock by it. So yeah, we went through when we first built the spaces, and we came up with the names that were going to go in the TAC maps, and then sometimes those stuck, and sometimes we end up using something different. But for us, that was a way to try and create a language for players that everybody could be on the same page with, so that if you were playing with somebody new, there was a common terminology around what the locations of the maps were, and that was important for us, again, because teamwork was so important. We wanted to ensure that there was a common language. So all those terms can be found in the TAC map.
Oh wow, that's great to know. Yeah, because a lot of time when you get on a new map and you've never played before, and you're like, I just died. The guy's right by the big rock on the left with the other thing next to it, and it's. So, but once you start playing with a team and you start, so we have our call-outs for this map that are pretty specific. They're kind of like old Halo call-outs, like open bridge, closed bridge, and, stuff like that, but we've been using them.
We tend to focus them around the locations where the objectives are. So, under the bridge, or, in the greenhouse, or at the graveyard, that kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
I just saw the dive roll. I just saw it.
Yeah, I love it. It looks so cool.
It does. I wish I could do it though. I'm like.
They also have the prones, what is it called? The slide, where if you're rushing, and you kind of, if you can hold that A on kind of the, what's going to happen? Oh no. What's going to happen?
I know, we're all just watching the stream like, oh snap.
Yeah. Well, I heard everyone in the background go, whoa.
Oh. That was gnarly. But yeah, if you hold down A and you're rushing, and then you press B, he'll do a knee slide and drop, and it's a little bit of a evasive move. It gets you prone, which allows you to increases your accuracy as well, the stability of your weapon. So
Who comes up with all these little badass moves?
everybody, that's the beauty. I mean, the real fun thing about working on this project was, as a creative director, my job is to help identify what the experience is going to be, what the overall experience is going to be, and we do that by first acknowledging what we want to do that's different. You know, how we differentiate Future Soldier from other Ghost Recon projects, and then how do we differentiate Future Soldier from everything else that's out there, and how can we be our own thing? And in talking with the team, my job is to help them understand what pillars, as we call them, we acknowledged we're going to focus on, and then let them just kind of run wild with it and present ideas and work on things together. We really want the more I can inspire the guys to invest in the experience and invest in the project. The more I can count on them to come up with crazy ideas. As a matter of fact, the prone roll, one of our.
I heard that.
Oh, that's a host migration. That's not.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
What was that?
But the prone roll, the stop, drop, and roll was one of our engineers' ideas. Nathan Wolf, he came to us it was like just after lunch, I think. He said, "I've got this idea. What if when you did a prone roll, if you were on fire, put the fire out?" I'm like, "That's a great idea." But listen, things are kind of tight, because it was kind of later on in the project. Like, things are kind of tight. How risky is it? How much work is it going to be for you? Because you got a lot of work to do. He's like, "I think I can get it done today." Like, all right, if you can get it done today, I think it's a no-brainer. We got to have that in there. And then he did it. So I mean, that's it. It made sense. It fit within the experience. It wasn't something that was, we're going to rocket jump, as cool as that is, it doesn't necessarily fit the fantasy. So we wanted to find those things that made sense. If you're a soldier in the field, you're on fire, maybe you would use the most commonly known way to put out a fire, which is stop.
Yeah.
So, it's great to have the ideas come from the guys, because I think that if it's near impossible for one person to design an experience from top to bottom, and you need the investment of the team, and not to mention the fact that when you can get people to be bought into and be inspired by the idea and be thinking about it, you get to take advantage of that subconscious, meta ultra creative hours of the day. If you didn't know this, 10:04 p.m. is the most creative time of day for people. If you didn't know that, Google it. Google it. Most creative.
10:04.
The most creative setting is the shower. So if I do my job well, and if my guys are showering, and if they have to be showering at 10 o'clock at night, I can take advantage of this most creative time of day, most creative setting, and who knows, they might come up with that next great idea, and that's something that becomes a big part of how we integrate new stuff into the project, by what is cool and what's fun to do. So the suppression system came about the same way. One of our engineers, Josh Parker, was very into the idea of suppression. This was 2 years ago when we first got on the project. He said, we have to make suppression a real thing. It actually has to do something. And he took it and ran with it. And he was the GPP, the gameplay programmer on the feature. And he saw it through to the end. So.
Oh, very cool. We've got another question in chat. This comes from Elohim07. How strict are you guys going to be with polishing the game against cheaters?
How strict are we going to be against cheaters? I guess that we'll have to see what issues we run into. We've got some pretty good systems, we feel like, in there now, but it's going to really depend on what we run into. It's not really a cheating mechanic, but we do have the reinforcement system that deals with spawn camping. If there's the threshold of how many kills can happen within a designated spawn zone before it'll trigger the reinforcement system. And what that does is it opens up secondary spawns or spawn locations around the map for the team that's being camped.
That's great.
If you're pinned in your spawn just because one team is just rolling on you, you still have a chance to get out, and they don't know where location is. It's not the same spot every time, so it's a
Oh,
random.
that's good.
That's really nice.
They can't have half
Camp
their
that.
camp and then have the other team spawn camp the other location.
Yeah.
But as far as cheating, we're gonna have to see what we run into. We've got a really talented group of engineers and designers that are going to stay on the team as the live team on the project post-launch. So any issues like that we run into, we'll be ready to resolve.
Cool.
Hey, on the
Nothing ruins
stream,
a game faster than cheaters.
Yeah, kidding.
on the stream really quickly, I think I see one of the devs playing around in Gunsmith. It just happened.
Was Jack? Were you in Gunsmith? Yes, Jack was in Gunsmith.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I just like the menu system, the way you can break apart the gun and then flip through things and see everything, what everything looks like. It's a really neat system. I like that a lot. Or not system, an interface.
It's fun. We've had a couple of the events that we've done, like the one that when I saw you in Toronto. We did one in the UK and we did one in LA a few weeks ago. And getting people to play the game, getting them out of Gunsmith is sometimes the hardest thing. It's like, okay, guys, ready to start the server, everybody finish, wrap up your guns, and they'll just play and play and play and play and play. I want to customize, because I don't know what role I'm going to play, so I want to customize a gun for every role, and I don't know which side I'm going to play, so I'm going to customize my bow dart and my ghost weapon, and they just go and go and go.
Ready to go?
That's very cool.
Which map now? Can we do that one? Okay.
I wonder what map we'll be playing next.
So it looks like we're playing Cargo, and we're playing. Oh, right, and we're playing Conflict. Oh, Conflict on Cargo. So yeah, this is a good one. We haven't seen this one yet.
Okay.
We're going to be launching in a minute. I'll wait till it's up so that we can start talking.
Well,
about it.
I've got another question from the chat that I've seen come up a couple times. And this might be different in the full game. Maybe it was something that was just happening in the beta, but it said, why can we team kill with a frag grenade but not with bullets?
Yeah. So that was a challenge for us because we had the team kill option in there for a while, and we felt like it became extremely challenging to manage that when all the equipment worked equal on both sides. But the frag was just kind of a fantasy deal breaker, to have a frag land at your feet and explode and not do anything to you. So we felt like overall being able to create that divide was better for the experience. The bullets, it was just a little too hardcore, but the frags, it was just too lacked a little in authenticity. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
is there going to be a... Oh, wait, sorry, go ahead.
It will be that way in the ship game.
Cool.
Okay. Is there going to be like a hardcore mode, like something that's where you have to watch every bullet, you have to, you know what I mean? Like reticles are going away and things like that.
No, not a mode where you'll be turning off intel or the equipment or anything like that, but the siege is certainly going to be the hardcore mode out of the 4 modes that ship, just because there are no respawns. So
yeah.
That is when you're dead, and you become a spectator. So that's, and like I said before, it's amazing how much that impacts the pace and how willing people are to run out of the spawn. Like, no, let's just wait. Let's let the guys get a drone out first before I go out there. Like, yeah, you want that intel. So, but that's going to be our more hardcore mode. So you can see now they're out in Cargo, which is the cargo ship.
Yeah.
The cargo ship, I believe, has 3 levels of verticality. So you have the elevated spawn areas, and then you've got the main body of the ship, and then there's the middle area, and they're moving out. I guess I should just watch the feed because it's the timing lines up better. But yeah, so a lot of verticality, a lot of long sight lines on this one too. You can actually, if you sit at the walls right out of the spawn on either side, you can see across from one end of the map to the other, but you can't see down into the body of the map. So you're not necessarily going to be helping your team with the objectives, but you do have these opportunities to snipe across the length of the map if you're that good of a shot.
That's nice.
Really,
oh, man. Ooh.
I've got another question here. For the private games, will you be able to play with bots if you don't have a full team?
Not in multiplayer.
Okay.
No, it's going to require that you bring people in. But the beauty of the as you were talking about it in the private matches. So yeah, the private match will require that you bring in your friends to play.
Okay.
All right. Will we be able to do multiplayer split screen?
No, the split screen is going to be in the
Co-op.
yeah the
The campaign?
no, it's going to be in
Oh, no.
the
Gorilla mode.
thank you, Gorilla Mode.
It's got to be one of the things in this game. There's so much in there.
All the game types are running through my head. I'm like, it's not Saboteur. It's yeah, it's in the Gorilla Mode. Is going to have the split screen.
That's the mode that we showed at PAX East.
Yeah, we did.
It was really cool.
Yeah, I've played that a bit. I have not played that a lot. I know that it every 10 levels is a challenge level, and they'll send vehicles with 50 cows mounted to it on. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cool, neat. And talking about the maps in multiplayer, what's the percentage, or not percentage, but like, is there a nice balance between small maps and large maps and medium maps? Are they mostly big maps, or are they mostly medium maps?
I would say they're mostly medium. I mean, again, Pipeline is the smallest. Mill is the largest. And I would say if we're looking at it, let's say Pipeline is a 1 and Mill is a 10, I'd say that most of them fall probably around like a 6 or a 7 or something like that in terms of scale. So they're mostly, I'd say most of them are medium to large, but there's probably, if Pipeline's the smallest, maybe a map like Market might be the next in line in terms of smallest, but it's got some verticality to it too. The Alpha map is actually, if you look at it from a top down, may seem a little bit like a smaller map, but because of the verticality and the other catwalks and things like that, it's actually got quite a bit of walkable square footage.
Yeah. Well, that's neat.
I've got another question from chat. Will there be dedicated servers for PC?
I don't know. How about that for an answer?
Will there be dedicated servers for the consoles?
No, so for the consoles, it always looks for the best performing connection to determine who the host is going to be. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's always going to be based on who's the guys that are playing in that particular match.
Got it.
Gotcha. I do want to make a quick shout out for pre-orders. If we can just talk about that really quickly. Where can you pre-order, and maybe what can you get from one or two of the big pre-order retailers that we can get this from?
So as I mentioned earlier, Amazon and all major retailers. So that includes GameStop and Walmart and all that. And then the signature the signature edition allows has the bonus Moscow suburb co-op map. It has the 2 bonus in-game weapons. It's got the Penny Arcade weapon skin featuring Twisp and Catsby.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, if you guys are liking what you see on the stream now, go pre-order the game. If you pre-order from, was it GameStop?
Yes.
Or is it all of them? Yeah, no, it's GameStop, where you pre-order, you automatically get upgraded to the signature edition, which is everything that you mentioned just now. Is that correct? Spectre, check me on that.
That is correct.
Awesome.
That's where I pre-ordered from.
Did you?
I pre-ordered at PAX.
All right.
So I could get the bandana, because there was this really cool Ghost Recon bandana. Yeah, so I pre-ordered at PAX, because I always need 2 copies of a shooter like this, because my husband and I play together on 2 different Xboxes, so I always have to buy twice.
That's nice, though, that you guys play together.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a good gamer. It's because he's so good at it.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's really good. And he's the one that got me into gaming, and the whole reason why, like, I wanted to be good was so that I could kill him. He's hard, and he's hard to kill, so that's why I'm such a good gamer.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's why also I'm a good team member, because we play together. We play a lot of co-op. We play when we're playing multiplayer. We play as a team. So that's why I'm all about objective-based games and teamwork.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does he embrace the teamwork? Does he play with you, or does he like killing you?
No, he
Oh,
does. And if I
good.
slack off, I hear about it. Where are you? It's like, oh, I'm coming, I'm coming. Yeah, so he keeps me on my toes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's neat.
What,
I
so
like
what are
that. We
matches wise? What are we like? Are you guys undefeated? Devs are undefeated?
Oh my gosh.
what? You don't
Wow.
have to announce that. That's no
That
big
was
deal.
that was news
Just
to me. I'm sorry. That was reaction. That wasn't an announcement. I did not know. Wow. Oh.
oh, no love for the engineers today, I guess. That's a bummer.
Okay.
Oh. well, very neat. Well, good job for the devs. We are
Yeah.
at least giving them a run for their money, I think.
Well, and to be fair, they are playing maps that have not been available, I don't think, to the dolls. So
No.
there's maybe a little advantage in there.
Hey, so there's something that's really interesting to me that I just want to touch on before we run out of time or anything. A lot of the equipment, the weapons, the tools are all very futuristic in this game and plausible, and they're based on real military weapons or equipment that is either being used right now in the war zone or is in development.
Absolutely.
Can you explain a little bit of how you, I guess, talk to people, talk to military personnel,
Sure.
got hands-on experience with these equipment, and how you kind of formulated these other weapons and equipment that we use in the game?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have great relationships with the military, and we have an authenticity coordinator on site. We have weapon experts that are actually part of the development team. Our lead level designer, Evan Champlin, is a weapons expert. We have Michael Clymer, who's one of our weapons artists. We have Kevin Sizer, who is one of our designers, and those three are very knowledgeable and enthusiastic weapon owners as well. And can't even tell you what they must own among the three of them, the arsenal that they must have access to. But that investment in the equipment and in the weapons and the efforts that we put into authenticity are very important to the Ghost Recon franchise. And as far as the equipment aspect of it, the only thing that we actually have in the game that isn't something that is today, some version of it is active in the field, is the optical camo, but it is something that is in development. And there's tons of videos and stuff that are, and I shouldn't say tons, but there are videos that can be seen on YouTube of how this technology works, where I think there's one video in particular that I've seen where they have a car driving through a town, and they've got the cameras on one side, and then they use what the technology uses is an LED screen that actually projects what the cameras see. It's just a series of small LEDs, and what's that? Oh, they're going to play Siege? Ooh, okay. I just got interrupted to tell that they were going to play Siege, which is our hardcore. So this is going to be
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's no coming back from this one. So this will be fun to watch. Yep. So that's the technology. It's actually in development, and the military right now is just working on miniaturizing it. That's the one aspect of the technology that's a challenge right now, is the weight and the scale of the battery that it takes to power the equipment, to make that something that the soldier can actually have on them. But as far as the drone technology, even the intel, even though that there's a bit of a futuristic element to it, the military is able to track the location of the soldiers in the field, and that's the fiction that we use for the data mug. If you can hack into that system, you can gain access to that intel before they have a chance to re-encrypt it. That's kind of the fiction that we use to support the data mug. But that's something that actually exists with the military, where they know where their soldiers are in the field, and
Right.
that's a system that's technically live now, but we advance that a bit based on what we know works well for the game, and obviously what the military will be working on for the future soldier.
Awesome. I really like that. I mean, that's fascinating to me. Spectra, if you want to ask that chat question that just popped up.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
we
really
had
good.
one. What engine is used to create Ghost Recon Future Soldier?
It's proprietary. Are we allowed to talk about the engine technology? Jeff, is there any reason not to say the engine tech? I mean, it's proprietary engine tech. Does it matter? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. It's so
It's
close to the end of
okay.
the project. If I can go without getting yelled at again, it's good. An engine that was developed at Ubisoft called Yeti.
Yeti. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other games that are using this engine?
I don't know if anyone else is using Yeti right now. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No.
There's your answer.
Not a very long answer. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
It's a little question.
Oh, I just saw a question go. What is Siege? And since we're getting ready to play that, I can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the Siege mode is was inspired by the Blind Siege mode, which is a classic Ghost Recon game type, and the concept is that one team spawns in at the objective, and I believe they get a 10-second advantage on the attacking team, and that's to allow them to set up a defense. And then the attacking team spawns in at a random location, so the defenders don't know what direction they're coming from. And the match is over when the defending team either eliminates the attacking team, or they've successfully defended the objective and time will run out, or if the attacking team can either eliminate the defending team, or if they can actually take the objective. And when I say eliminate, the reason that I can say eliminate is because there are no respawns in Siege. So it is certainly the most hardcore mode that we have. Once you die in Siege, you become a spectator, so you are done.
Wow.
Let's see how they do.
Oh my gosh, I know. I get so nervous. Like my heart races during those games where you don't come back. It's just so intense.
Yeah, these are fun to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, yes. But there are a bunch of chat questions, so I guess we're going to continue asking some of those if you don't mind while we keep our eye on the stream as well and see how our dolls and devs are doing. It looks like they're doing pretty well so far. But some more questions. Can you play cross-platform? So can computer players play against console players? Can Xbox play against PS3? Nothing like that?
No, Xbox is Xbox, PS3 is PS3, and PC is PC.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Will any or all of the concept art for the game get released, and is there a way to get that?
That actually, I don't know. It would be awesome if it did, because it's amazing. We have such a talented team of concept artists, and David Self, our art director for the multiplayer, our senior art director for the multiplayer, and Xavier Marquis was the art director on the campaign. There's just a beautiful collection of concept art. So I know that there was a concept art book that was released, I think maybe only in the UK though. But
get that over here. Get it
I know. I think it would do great, and there's so much of it. I mean, we did all of our characters and all the environments, of course. We've got tons and tons of concept art, so it'd be great to get that stuff out there. But I don't think there's a plan right now to publish it.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully in the future we can get our hands on some of that and just see it. Concept art's always wonderful. It's incredible what people can come up with.
I love to see the evolution of it too. I mean, that was I mean, I started off as an artist, and I worked in concept and discovery for I was like 4 years, where all I did was work with concept artists and creative directors and art directors at the early stages of game development. So I just lived in concept art for the longest time. I love the power that it is as a tool to not just communicate visual direction, but even gameplay. You can use concept artists to do storyboards for gameplay. Actually, when we first came up with data mugging, we did a comic strip, and it was very cartoony style, and it was really fun, and we used that to communicate to the team what we wanted the feature to do. We did the same thing with the coordination system. It was just a comic strip to show what it would be to the player.
Cool.
That's neat. That's really good. I mean, visuals are always excellent when trying to communicate. So that's really smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart. Someone else from the chat asked, why not make a zombie mode for this game?
Why not?
I know, right? Futuristic zombies. Who doesn't want that?
Why not? Yeah, why not? I don't know.
maybe for a future something or other.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Everyone loves zombies.
Who doesn't love zombies?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What else? We still have a couple more. are there stationary weapons in the multiplayer like a minigun?
No, actually, we did. You wanted to talk about this, so that was one of the things that we had that we didn't ship with. We
Really?
did have one of the objectives at one point was a stationary minigun that you would take, and I think it even had incendiary ammo in it. It was just this beast of a weapon. But it what we realized was that when you're shooting, you don't want to sit still. You want to move. So
Yeah.
as an objective, it didn't turn out to be nearly as fun as we thought it was going to be. It was just going to be like, if I'm going to shoot, I'm stuck at this thing that I'm not in cover, and so it
Right.
wasn't nearly as fun as we were hoping it was going to be. So we ended up killing it.
All right. Are there any other things that maybe you guys came up with in the development process and then you just chose to remove from the game or didn't follow through with for whatever reason?
Well, we did have there was the idea of a training mode that we wanted to have that was actually going to be a multiplayer dedicated training mode that was going to teach people, because what we felt like that the experience was a little bit different than what players were going to be used to, and we thought maybe some guys coming in may need a little hand holding, and maybe it'd be a good idea to have an arena or a setting that was going to allow us to bring people in a multiplayer setting, maybe against bots, and have them do some training. And it just came down to time and just resources. We needed to make sure that the core game was great first, so we moved those resources to other features, and it was just one of those things that became a casualty of limited resources. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. And a bunch of people on the chat are asking why there aren't any female player models. I'm sorry to keep harping on it, but we love getting girl gamers in there, and
I know.
And now, I mean, we have females and males all over the place in the war zone, so in the future, it's definitely going to be there.
No, I know, yeah.
That would be awesome to have, but we understand. I mean, developing a game, I can only begin to comprehend how difficult that is. And you guys only did the multiplayer portion of it, really, but you had other development teams to work on other parts of the game. How difficult is it to coordinate, on the same game with different development companies?
Right. Well, it was a challenge. I mean, it was all one company, and it was all Ubisoft, but it was different development teams.
Right.
And it was a challenge. There was a 6-hour difference between us and the Paris studio. So we knew that when you come in the morning, those first 4 hours of your day are maybe the only overlap you're going to have with your counterpart on the other side. So actually, it wasn't even 4 hours, depending on what time you came in. You could have 6-hour difference. Google it. But you come in, it's 2 hours, actually 2 hours of overlap, because if we come in at 10, it makes the industry sound kind of lazy. I come in earlier, I come in at like 8. But noon is, at our time, is 6 o'clock their time, and then they're taking off for the day sometimes, unless you start working those later hours and stuff. So you got to make the most of those early hours. So needless to say, we have a VidCon system, a video conference system that got a lot of use in those early hours of the day. So
that's good, though.
But it was just a challenge in terms of making sure that their day didn't end before you got the answers you needed, and that a lot of times you walk in the door and come in the morning and there's some critical email that's had the big red exclamation point on it that they've been waiting for an answer for however long they've been there, for the 6 hours they've been sitting around waiting. So yeah, so that it certainly created challenges, but again, it was a fantastic learning experience, and that was a big part of that, how much we learned, just because it was a new level of challenge in game development, to work with a team that had such a significant time difference, and sometimes just communication in general. It's they do a very, very good job of they're French, but they do a very good job of speaking English, and we made attempts at speaking French, and it was terrible. We're really, really bad at it.
At least you tried, right?
Well, you try, and then they go, no, just stop, please. Just stop.
Yeah.
We will speak English, and you stop speaking French. It's just painful. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, can I ask my left-handed controller options question now?
Oh my gosh, yes.
No.
No.
No, you cannot ask that question.
Because I'm a left-handed gamer. I play with Southpaw controller options, meaning just my toggles are switched. Is this game going to offer Southpaw controller options?
No.
Why?
No. It's part of my personal march to convert all left-handed people to play right. No, I don't know.
Ah!
I'm lefty too. I don't play left. I don't play southpaw, but I'm a lefty also. But no, it's again that was one of those things that was on the list of, man, it would be awesome if we could do this, and you know, it's all that awesomeness would have made us wait another year probably to release the game, and we weighed how valuable would this be versus how bad do we want to get this game out to people. So yeah, it's not going to have the lefty, and I hope I hope you can get used to it. I really do.
Well, I have a modded Xbox controller that's I can
Awesome.
plug into any game and play Southpaw controller options. I just, they break. I'm not always going to be able to have one, but so it's something I guess I have to get over.
Break? I'll buy you one. Where do you get them?
I get them online. I find like guys out there that are really good at taking apart the controllers and switching the toggles, and
right.
So I have a couple. I have some wired and some that are wireless, and I have to travel with them because I can't, if I want to play the game and it doesn't have Southpaw controller options.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So
No,
the next one.
Yes.
Come on.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of it, is that we can see, from what we've done, the area where we've put the focus, we can see where we've been successful, and we can work on polishing those features, and then we can work on adding new features like that. So it's like I said, when we got to the point where we've got this mountain of stuff that we want to do, we have to prioritize it and make sure that we do the stuff that's right for the experience first, and then things like training and lefty and that kind of stuff that didn't make it in is not like it was cut because we didn't believe in the need, or wasn't like it was something that we didn't feel like added value. It was just when it came down to the overall experience, we had to focus on what was the priority there. And now we can go look at what was left on the cutting room floor and prioritize that.
Okay.
That's good. Actually, okay. So Tommy, do you like brownies?
Do I like brownies? I love brownies. The brownies in Toronto, they were awesome. Those desserts were amazing.
Well, good, because someone in the chat, Stiggy, has asked that if he or she makes you brownies, could that person play the game earlier?
Oh, well, I don't have that kind of control, but I would. But I do like brownies. Man,
I like brownies too.
I love brownies. Oh my goodness.
I love brownies. But yeah, I play a game early. We get in trouble for that. They don't like
you
it.
get kicked off of Xbox.
Yeah, they will.
You'd be amazed at how angry publishers get when you give away games early.
I bet.
I've been banned off Xbox because I played a game early online, even though I was allowed to. Yeah. I've also been banned off Xbox for my slogan, which was "Get FD'd up," because Fragdoll, and they banned me for that.
For Fragdoll?
I love that.
I think it was probably somebody that was just butthurt that they didn't win and
complained. What did they think it meant? Get FD'd up. It's just Fragdolled up.
Yeah.
That's obvious. It couldn't be.
I know, right? So I've been banned. It was a temporary ban. I think it was like 30 days or something like that.
Oh, that's a long time.
But I have 2 tags, so I can just play on the other one.
Yeah. Just on your
I'd be out of luck if that happened to me.
The one of them wasn't for very long. It might have been 24 hours or something, but
publishers don't like when you release stuff early.
No. Nope.
What other questions do we have? I know we're close to our end time. We have about 7 minutes left. I know time has flown. Oh my goodness. What map are we on right now?
Somebody said, "Can I stop by the studio again?" Shoot, who was that? I don't know who that is.
Ooh, I don't know.
Somebody that's been here before?
Maybe.
I say yes, whoever you are. I don't. I love having people come to the shop. When we did Fresh Eyes, that was we loved having people come out and play the game.
We should get the Fragdoll team to visit you guys. Definitely.
Yes.
I am all for that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That'd
How,
be amazing.
how can we make that
Yeah.
happen?
Well, I don't know. We talked about that a little bit in Toronto. We need to do that. We need to do some kind of dolls visit.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'll talk to Jeff. Jeff will make that happen.
Okay.
But yeah, what map are we on and what are we playing? What's going do we know?
That looks like Pipeline. And again, it's Pipeline.
Yeah, Pipeline Siege.
Pipeline Siege.
Siege. Okay.
We have a question that
So we're gonna try.
someone is adamant about us asking. Will there be a time extension fix for when bombs are armed in Saboteur before the time runs out?
A time extension fix for when bombs are armed in Saboteur and time runs out?
Yes.
Is that the question? So I'm assuming that they placed the bomb, time ran out before it blew up, so it said that there was a tie. That's interesting. I don't know. It sounds like something that we need to fix, so
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to the guys about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. In any event, they'll look
You have
at
that
it.
one, Jeff? He heard me.
Oh, wait, they say she doesn't get a win after she's armed it and got a loss.
Right, so the bomb is armed, but it hasn't blown up yet, and the match ended, so they lost because time ran out, which that extension makes sense, that if you've got
Right.
the bomb armed, that it should wait until the bomb blows up. It should probably, I would expect the clock to like hit 0 and then just flash and wait, and then you win.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds easy enough, but we'll have to, Jeff, are you writing that down right? Oh, look at that. Oh, I just love him. Jeff's writing a note right now. He's making notes.
Sweet.
Top
Yep.
team, there we go.
Yep.
Well, neat. And I guess, what else did I want to ask? Oh, we should probably do another giveaway. If you guys tweet at Fragdolls, at Ghost Recon, definitely tweet at Fragdolls. It's the only way we can figure out, that you've really done it. The first 4 people to tweet, I'll give away 3 Gunner glass bundles.
I just saw
glasses.
Where'd it go? Tactical Combat asked, what is decoy? Can I answer that one?
What
go
is
for it.
decoy?
So decoy is one of the 4 game types that's going to launch with the game. So the concept is that at the beginning of the match, there's an attacking team and a defending team, and there are 3 objectives. And one of the objectives is what we call the key objective, and then the other 2 objectives are decoy objectives. And if the attacking team's job to locate the key objective and complete it, and by completing the key objective, you reveal the location of the final objective, which is always a demo objective.
Got it.
The decoy objectives will actually cause the map to cause an intel sweep, which will actually give away the attacking team's intel just for the duration of the sweep. So you want to make sure that when you're taking objectives in decoy, that you are playing like a team, because obviously if your intel is given up, you want to make sure you've got your guys around you to help defend against the attackers. So, but yeah, it's basically 3 objectives. It's like a shell game. You want to find the key. Completing the key objective reveals the final objective, and completing the final objective wins the match for the attackers. Defending all the up to the final objective wins for the defenders, and neither team knows the location of the key objective either. So it's 3 objectives that are kind of blind to both sides.
Cool.
I like it. Hey, so I want to ask you some personal questions before we end the chat. What is your favorite primary weapon in the game?
That's not that personal.
I know, but just
I
your opinion. What's
I
your
didn't
favorite?
know what you were going to ask.
I already asked about brownies. I might as well
Yeah,
ask
you
you
did.
about primary
The
weapons
goblin.
too.
The goblin's probably my favorite weapon. I like the PDRs. I like playing the engineer, so I love the PDR weapons. I'm not that good with the shotgun, so because I like to play the engineer, I always take the PDR. So if it's the goblin for the ghosts, and the what's the default PDR for the Bodark? AKS-74U. I'm not good with numbers and letter names. If they just name stuff names, why do they name stuff
right?
letters
I
and numbers?
know.
Right.
Right? Especially guns.
It all makes sense to Evan, but he knows
Yeah.
everything about guns. So I'm sure it has to do with like the the direction that they file
I
the
don't know.
trigger, something. I don't know.
Like I
He
can
knows.
remember Beretta. I can remember the Judge. Like I can
See?
remember games
Yeah.
that have like guns that have names. But
Yep,
like the
yep.
K's and the
Yep.
numbers, and it's
Yep.
just like, I don't even know
Same
what
problem
that
with
is.
cars too. Any cars that are number
Yeah.
names. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the personal
No,
question.
no, no, no. I have more.
Oh, okay.
I just have a few more because I know we're cutting it short, or not short, but we're cutting it close. So is there a particular weapon or piece of equipment in this game that you think players will be most impressed with or surprised with? Like they kind of underestimate it, but once they learn how to use it, that will be like a staple piece of equipment that they use throughout the multiplayer?
Yeah, I do. There's a couple of them. For the engineer, certainly the field computer is going to be one of those. It's going to be something that people will think that that getting the UAV is the obvious choice. Oh, you definitely get the UAV, but the field computer actually is a multiplier on your interaction time for objectives. So reduces the interaction time, and there's a huge value in being able to take the objectives. So being able to take them more quickly, obviously, is a big benefit. That also applies to data mugging as well. It actually decreases the duration of the data mug time. There's a really interesting choice that the scout has to make between the augmented camo and the stun mine, and I think that the value to both of those is huge, and it's going to be really interesting to see. The stun mine does what it sounds like it would do. It's like a claymore, but it throws out the stun, so you can hide that thing, tuck it into a corner, and then when somebody runs by it, they get stunned, and then you can data mug them. And then the augmented camo allows the scout, which when he does the optical camo, it shields him from any of the heat sensory equipment. So if you have the